Hi guys, and welcome to a special reading I'm doing here following the tea of the week. Long story short, I do tea of the week each week where we look into events that may be coming towards each of the signs, and then I do stalker reading based upon an energy that keeps showing up. I am about to go into the stalker reading, but before I'm doing that, following this tea of the week, I noticed that there were a few energies that kept showing up in the tea leaves, and I kind of took them out, and then I looked at them, and something in me feels pulled towards doing a special reading of a sort where I dive into a few of them. It's not the stalker reading, this is more like a reflective reading on a few of the energies to see if there's anything in them. I'm going to tell you which energies they are. And the thing is, the reason why I'm also doing this, the reason why I'm feeling pulled here, as I get it, is because remember we have we have a more in terms of astrology, we have a very complex chart. We have most likely all of the energies in us in some way or another. We're not going to dive into that. It's just to say that energies that keep showing up repeatedly for the signs and in different ways. There's some sort. They may show up different ways, but there's some sort of something. They have something in common. Then there tends to be a message there that may speak to a broader category than just that sun sign, or just that sign. That's why I do the stalker readings. That's why I do the collector readings as well. And now I'm just doing it here with the tea leaves. All right, let me dive into it. Well, first and foremost, remember, take what resonates with you, leave behind the rest, never ever force it to fit if it doesn't. Some messages may be for you, some may not. Especially since I'm doing it like this, right? Where I'm pulling it out differently. And secondly, if you like this content, if you like this kind of style here, this improvised reflective reading, please let me know. I would appreciate it to see how if you may gain anything from it. But let's just get to it. What have I pulled out? Well, first and foremost, I'm very struck by this 4-leaf clover. Showed up a few times, right? Great good fortune. This is showing up for a lot of the signs, meaning that there's luck is smiling upon them. I've Sagi, Capi, a few of the others had this. It's just luck smiling upon that energy. So that's a great energy to start with, right? And then we also had, what also struck me is that we have some sort of a travel. We have elephant, horse, and carriage. All of these have shown up. All of them are about traveling, going somewhere, either physically but also mentally. Especially the elephant and the carriage tend to speak also about, going somewhere that's gonna leave you wise, going into a new mindset, probably even. But it can also just be the physical journey. But there is a journey taking place, something that will change your perspective on something, right? And we also had another energy that showed up, which is a change, caterpillar. Things will not always be this way. Change is coming, increase in wealth and material growth. That was a bit more complex. This was for some of the air signs, I believe, where there was this, things will not always be this way. If you find yourself stuck, energies are changing. Some especially Libra got something going on, a bit of a detour, but learning probably also to learning to take care of themselves. No, but there was like this message: take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, basically, right? But I just wanted to point that out as well. I get this being there. Then we had this stepping into a new experience, which again being the main experience here, which is that of going on a journey, stepping into a new experience. Especially Scorpion energy got this: step into a new experience, taking a leap of faith. And now we come into something that was, well, in a minute. We also had something going out on a party, having fun and all that. We're not really going to dive into that. That's a good one, right? There was a period of frustration, which tied up to having to probably wait. Change is coming. Things will not always be that way for those of you who feel stuck. The party here, yes, I'm going on a journey here to go to some sort of a party. For some it's a wedding. That's not so spiritual, right? That's very mundane. We're gonna dive into some of the more nitty-gritty, interesting things here. We also had deep friendship with someone of the same sex, which was also just coming together. Conversation, I'm getting that being over here, which is, there was just this, conversation energy between people coming together, repeating myself here. Finding a similarity, relating well with each other. Good friendship there, right? Now, the reason why I'm really feeling pulled is because I have this two-faced cat. I don't like the two-faced cat, guys. I have had experience with this cat. That's also why I'm a little bit, all right. I wish I had known a little bit. One thing is saying, oh, you have a two-faced cat. Then we also had a finger warning you towards some sort of a problem, either now or in the future, in help. If you need help, look for assistance and guidance. These are the red flags, right? I'm also looking into like, let's see if there's if any of you would find yourself dealing with a two-faced friend. And we also had, this was especially, was it Virgo? Someone who got this arrogant, boastful person you should not cross with, is someone who's arrogant. You know, we're just going to look into that, right? Because what is the two-faced cat? That's basically having a friend in your life who you think is in a particular way, but then suddenly they will turn on you. They're going to show up in ways that to some may feel shocking, but we'll see. But, you know, they will just have a side to them that you didn't quite know. So it can take an unexpected. The events can take an unexpected turn of events. So that's why we're looking into that as well, right? We had the ones that stand out the most to me are the cat here, the two-faced friend, that of going on a journey, and also something here about look out for events taking place now. Is there something here, an issue? Is there something here that could turn out to be a problem in the future, right? And don't be afraid to ask for help, which is probably where we have this friendly energy showing up, right? Anything else? One that I took out, but I haven't really seen. Yeah, we had this pure frustration. Tower showed up again, building up something on a solid foundation, as the stalk of the week last week spoke about, right? Which is probably related to this again. We also had get back to basics. Don't allow your life to roam around without an aim here. That's what I get with the journey. It's like coming to a mindset of seeing something here. Honor and respect. There's new opportunities waiting, jumping out into these experiences, taking the opportunities available to one. And something new could be a job, new creative venture. But still we have this situation that require balance. I especially got that for the Aquarian energy, that the Aquarians have a situation going on with someone in their lives. That might require a careful handling here, right? I keep getting at the Aquarians being witness, but that's just the Aquarian energy per se. But yeah, let's see what we get here, right? Let's pull out some oracles and some tarot. We're going to start here. We have the journey energy. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to pull an energy for the soul journey to see the journey here. And I should probably turn on the light in a minute because it's shifting. It seems clear. You can see me, so it's fine. Yeah, something here about, you know, the journey, horse, elephant, carriage. Or the one being driven or the one taking the leadership. Yeah, we're going to see that. And then we're going to look into the two-faced cat here, right? Just for that. We also have some spiritual advice for those who need it. Let's see here the journey. Let's see the journey here. Let's see the journey. Any soul here for that? Fear coming out in the reverse and denial. Why have those showed up before? It's a negative emotion, right? Denial, grief, loneliness, abundance, death, change, failure, surrender, envy, blame. Those are a lot of negative. Well, there are some positive, right? But there's, I mean, look at all. Here we come to all those who have the friendship, success, and balance, and discipline, trust, and gratitude, peace. Look how far we have to go through all of the whoosh. Those that bring security before we get that fear. Fear, fear, fear. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. That is the wisdom that may be coming here. Those of you going on a journey where you are probably crossing a boundary here, and it's a boundary of your own. It's doing something unknown. It's doing something that will take a lot of courage. Is there going to be fear? Fear, yeah, of course. Because you may have to do something or take a chance here in ways that you never thought you would have done before. Fear, I am realizing that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Denial, I acknowledge my own fear but I replace it with the insight of an awareness. This is very, very brave. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it and know that you are never alone. Some of you are, this understanding of coming to terms with a situation and daring to do something very bold, going where no one have ever gone before. Especially strong Scorpio energy there. Let's see here. It's taking a chance and risking it, even though you may be, your ego may be trying to tell you here, I can't do it, but you're still doing it. So you're actually risking the ego death because you're stepping over your own boundary. You're taking a chance. And that will leave you some sort of a wisdom here, right? Let's see more about the journey here for those. I just wanted to see what the good fortune came with. That came with self-esteem. I possess the gift of the soul that benefits me and others. That's having a high self-esteem. That's having the freedom. That's having liberated oneself here. Good luck comes to that, to the energy here of having liberated oneself from the. It was a movie I saw where there was a quote. Someone say, "I released myself from the." Restriction of ambition or slavery of ambition. I've got to look it up. But it was basically having one's own mindset on an ambitious road that turned out to be more limiting than anything else, and liberating oneself from the enslavement of expectations one had to oneself. Anyway, and doing so without it being like a reduction of one's self-esteem. Show me here what we have. Any messages for that journey there? We have Queen of Wands in the reverse. We have King of Pentacles. And we have the Star. This is two people coming together. Some people may actually have been apart. Coming together, is it a reconciliation? I'm not so sure. It's like running into someone you have seen before. It's visiting someone you haven't seen. Someone you haven't seen. No, someone you may have grown up with this person. There's a sweetheart energy. Like high school sweethearts or whatever, that. But it's coming together here again. That is there. Taking the chance to visit someone. Now this may be you getting a visit, or you going visiting someone you haven't seen them for a while, or you're connecting to that energy again here. This is, I also get for someone here where there have been we have a situation where there have been a third party situation. I'm seeing someone here actually having the bravery of dealing with that, about speaking out loud and bringing healing to it. Now, I am, however, seeing also a burned out energy. Now let's see this burned out energy, meaning that someone here is tired from a particular situation. Someone here has been left with a lot of wisdom. Could be you, right? That's you gain the wisdom here of not wanting to be treated in ways that leave you drained out. That is the wisdom we have here. The wisdom of being treated like a side chick or a side bloke. I don't know. Or just being someone, you're not the priority. Is liberating oneself from also liberating oneself from breadcrumbs, liberating oneself from being dependent, liberating oneself from having one's energy tied up too much to something that makes you more hungry than it makes you full, if you know what I mean, right? We do have someone here trying to push away some sort of a communication from someone here, trying to hold on to oneself because it's too tiresome. So if anyone are trying to reconcile with someone, trying to come back, there's going to be a challenge for that person. Let's see, that was for the journey. That's for the journey here. That's basically a journey about figuring out what leaves you tired, what leaves you not tired. Right? And some of you might be tested here on whether or not you can believe it. Some of you, there's a test here that speaks to whether or not you will become pessimistic about things, or whether or not you will have hopes, whether or not you will dare to hope and not lose sight of what's right, because of what's right for you, right? because you lose your energies by giving too much to one particular thing. I feel that's the wisdom that comes from here. All right, gonna do this over here. We're gonna finish this one here, and then we're gonna look into the two-faced friends, right? Show me wisdom here. Show me something here. Show me that. And we're also going to tie this up to the change that's coming. Show me the wisdom. Here we have quieting the mind, and we have beautiful uncaging. I'm going to lay out another one here. Moonology. And then I'm going to bring out the book. Show me this. There were too many. Conclusions are within reach. Bring love into the situation. Take time to breathe out. Show me. Conclusions are within reach. Meditate and contemplate. Okay, so this is very interesting. This is an energy here about, you know, some people here are actually reaching the end of some sort of a tough cycle. I don't get this being the horse. The horse is literally a physical short journey to go somewhere to visit something that may feel as though it's your wish fulfillment. You may not always believe in that. It could be the person that's coming towards you, or you visiting them. That's like a visiting. But the journey here, the mental journey has something to do with having gone on some sort of a trip here to learn something. And when it comes to the wisdom, there's something here about, you know, I mean, it's very meditative, isn't it? We're gonna give me a moment here to read on it. Quiet the mind, meditate, and contemplate. They kind of go together. This is something that has to do with finding peace and calmness within oneself and not letting fear guide the situation. Not to let fear take over. This is actually very interesting. Show me this. Quieting the mind, 32. Quieting the mind, meditation as a commitment, the need for silence, peace within despite chaotic outer condition, letting go of the monkey mind and mindfulness. Life is chaotic, busy, loud, frenetic, and overwhelming. Some days all the noise is like the roar of thunder echoing around you, and it feels as though you're being pummeled by a rainstorm. Isn't this why we take vacations, to get away to somewhere peaceful? Kind of aligns with the Libra reading here. In spite of the surrounding din of the world, today you need to slow down and find a bit of peace. So go ahead and take a deep breath right now. Make a commitment to be still, if only for 5 minutes. Count your breath. Be mindful of every one of them. Know that you have all the time in the world to do the things that need doing. Everything is perfect as it is. Blah, blah. Your core beliefs about the world originate in your thoughts and feelings. Yeah, that's right. Which then become your perceptions. If your thoughts are all over the place, this is how we will experience the outer world. So this is not being drained out by overthinking things. That's the wisdom someone here is coming into. And they will do so when they slow down and take a moment of peace and find calmness, where the mind doesn't always have a million things to say, but problems and challenges aren't nearly as important as we think. Today requires you to take an internal break and go to that silent space to regroup. Meditate on the stillness, choose a peaceful mind over everything else. It's actually a decision not to be burned out by overthinking. That's the wisdom that comes here, to not let fear take over the situation. So just, let's say you go on a first date with someone, and then fear becomes, how do they like it? Will they text? Will they do this and that? Rather than say, I went on a date, let it be. If it's fine, it's fine. If it's not, let it be. It's that not driving oneself insane or overanalyzing what happened. Why haven't they done this and that? You see, I see it all the time in here. When you do lives, maybe not on my channel, but on other channels where overanalyzing is just a thing. Well, I see this mine as well. It's like overanalyzing. What did they think about this? What did it is? How are they feeling about me? How can I make the best impression ever? What about being authentic? What about being yourself? And if they don't, because here's the thing, if they don't like you for when you're just yourself, well, at some point you're gonna show your true colors. Might as well just show it immediately. Just be frank, be yourself, be authentic. Not to say you should lay everything bare, but be yourself. If they don't like it the first time, they're probably not gonna like it when you show it around later on, right? If you know what I mean. I know it's easier said than done. Just be yourself. If you have, but that's the self-esteem. If you value yourself, One day you will find someone who will value you, even in friendships and all of that. And that's where I get here for some, there's a friendship of someone with the same sex, deep friendship, right? Friendship with someone who actually values you. Always, that's why I always say, remember the quality people we have in our lives. When people devalue you, remember those who actually value you. Then let them devalue all they want. Even if you, I know it sounds like, arrogance and all that, but depending on what it is that you do, depending on where you find yourself, there will always be people who will not agree with you. Make sure that you pay attention to those who actually support you, and notice that quality people also call you out on your shit. That's the thing. Quality people are not those who just blindly support. They support you and become like, flying monkeys. They kind of challenge you as well. That's a quality person. They will call you out on your shit, but they're not going to abandon you, and they are not calling you out on your shit because it's for their benefit. It's for because they care. Those are quality people. Always remember that. If you have 5 people telling you that you are the worst thing that ever happened to humanity, think of the quality people in your life, and then, quiet your mind. Because it turns out you can't be that bad, right? Meditate and contemplate is basically the advice here for that energy. To believe in the impossible and uncage your heart here. Tender embrace. It has to do with a partnership for most of you. Partnership coming together here. And not be blinded by fog. Mind fog. Even your own mind here. Now let's go to the two-faced friend. That's the interesting one here. Those of you dealing with a two-faced friend. 21 minutes, two-faced friend. Just going to do this quickly because I've got to go on to the stalk of the week. Show me something about the two-faced cat here. 6 of Pentacles, breadcrumb. Oh no, breadcrumb. 6 of Pentacles, 2 of Swords, and the 5 of Swords, and the 3 of Wands. It is as I expected. This is someone here turning on you. Where are you gonna be in this? You're getting the clarity. It may even have to do in a teamwork, family. Some of you have been trying to reconcile with someone, and it's going to turn. Again, this is like a weekend energy. That's also why I'm posting it earlier and not posting this Friday, because this is a quick energy. This is it's like having had a wonderful weekend and then someone here turns on you. But you are starting to see things clearly here, right? You may be trying to give someone here a new opportunity, and then someone here is saying no to that. Right? It's basically it's almost like you deciding here to give someone a chance, and then they're saying no. But let's see, 6 of Pentacles, 2 of Swords, 5 of Swords. This is, I don't know what I want. I'm not so sure that I want this. They show up as having been reliable. They showed up with one face to you. But when it comes down to it, be mindful of how you give them your time, your energy. Because they may turn into this, I don't know. I don't know. Let's see, what was the face that they show up with as a friend? What was the face they showed up with as a friend? A beggar. Confronts empowerment at the level of the physical. Awakens the spiritual authority. And Messiah. This is the breadcrumb. This is someone who showed up. They may have been the two of you may have bonded over animals or something like that. Could be a father for some of you, by the way. But they showed up as someone here. Oh my god, this is, I hope not. Oh, this is a set. Because if it's someone's father, oh, this is just the most disappointing energy, when you have, especially even when you stand there as either you're the child or you're the co-parent, and you just see a father come into someone's life. And they give this hope that they're gonna be there. And they will support you. They take you seeing animals. They just show up there for their child. And then all they want is they're begging for something. And then they're gone. It's like, you see this in mom, dad, doesn't matter. But shows up here with the father, right? Is someone here who shows up strong with the promise that they're gonna stay. With that promise, and then they actually wanted money from you. Or they wanted something, and when you don't give it to them, when you don't give what it is that they wanted you to give them, they're gonna turn on you. Then they are very, very nasty. Typical, you see it in addicts. You also see it in people here who want you to give you their attention. They want you to give them the attention because they need the attention. They feed on the attention. And when you don't give it, when you start to have a voice of your own, and when you say no, it's like, thank you for showing care, but I'm not going to give you my money. I'm not going to give this and that to you. They turn on you. What's the shadow face here of that friend? Messiah. Exaggerated belief that they are the only means through which something here can succeed. You will see it as an arrogance. Here we have this arrogance. This is all right, for those of you who are dealing with this is someone who have very, very high thoughts of themselves. Showed up very much in the Virgo reading, this arrogant, boastful person. It's the breadcrumber. It's someone who likes to make themselves the means to all, right? The means to all end. Narcissistic vibe there, or too high of a high. Is it high? Is it too cocky, too selfish, too arrogant, right? They destroy what everybody else knows. So it's like the energy here. They come in, they're a very sweet talker. But the moment you start expressing what it is that you know, your knowledge, your experience of the world, they kind of have this in them that they don't believe in you. Their knowledge is the only thing that matters. They can be arrogant. They are also, by the way, the most important thing here is that, as I see here in this case, is that they are not willing to translate what it is that they tell you into action. So they all talk, no walk. And sometimes they can have this negative energy here about the world. It's just the typical, I mean, it's the worst cases. It is this, unfortunately, addict behavior where it's everybody else's fault. It's never their fault. It's easier to talk about what's wrong with the world than for them to show up in the world having with a changed behavior. So if anything goes wrong, it's everybody else's fault. It's never their fault. That's an arrogance here, right? It's everybody else. The world is out to get them. That's the worst case scenario. I'm not saying all of you. Most of you, what's going to happen here is that, let's say you had a great weekend with someone. And you really believed in them. You believe this time things are going to change. And then on Monday or Tuesday, they are back to their old ways. But there's an arrogance here. And with you, it's this, some of you may try and you will try and make this work. You will try and collaborate. You will try, see, especially those with the water here. Well, I just get that someone here will try and give this person a chance. A higher view, look at things from a bigger perspective, trying to heal this, trying to have your heart in it. Give them the benefit of the doubt. That's possibly, I don't know, you would have to tell me. I have my own personal belief. It depends on who they are, which situation we're talking about. I do believe that there's a limitation. Personally, I would say there's a limitation. Definitely give people the chance to redeem themselves. Give them the benefit of the doubt. But when we have someone who, if they are really, really toxic, especially the addict mentality, making excuses for them is not always healthy, right? You see it especially in children who have parents who are addicts, alcoholics, whatever, drugs. They have to learn the hard way here to set up the boundary, even though you love someone. But you set up the boundary because these people like this. They have a history of making you believe, having hope, and then they break your heart. And gotta be honest, sometimes they change. Most of the cases they don't. There's a particular energy, and I'm not saying that is for all of you. For most of you, it is this wanting to make excuses for a bad partner. Fuck boy, fuck girl. They're not changing their behaviors. You see it all the times, like, but they had a rough childhood, they had this and that. So, who haven't? I know a million of people, I hardly know anyone who didn't have. I think I know one person of all the people I know who had, no, because even them, I can say they also had something. We all have something. Doesn't make an excuse to behave like an idiot, right? But that's just for here, that's for the two-faced here. Two wands here. The advice is to look into the future and look for the healthy masculine role models for some people here, especially if this is a father. This is a father energy for some of you, where your father is a big disappointment. Sorry, but fathers can be. Mothers, we can all be that. But what it is here for you is connect with your masculine energy, look into the future, dare to have plans, and basically don't allow anyone to treat you like your life is a bloody train station that can come and go as they please. They can't. You can still, especially if this is in a family dynamic, we know that the family dynamics are not easy. We can't just close it. Not all of us can just close it and say I will never see you again. But you can have these limits, saying this is where you can go and this is where you can't go. Especially if you have a father energy who is in this toxic martyr energy here. Look somewhere else. Don't believe that you are tied up to this. You have freedom. Right. And even if you are tied up by blood, you still have your free choice. You are, especially if you have a father who comes and begs you for money. You are, as a child, not obliged to give in to them, no matter what they say. No matter what they say in terms of I gave you life. So, well, you're not obliged to anything. So, in help of assistance, anything here pointing towards a future problem? What do we have there? Page of Cups, 4 Wands, Knight of Pentacles. This is especially for those who relate to this energy here, where you have a person who is like this, that you don't allow anyone here to come and work on your self-esteem, right? Don't allow families, especially family dynamic here. Don't allow family dynamics or poor environments, work environments even, and don't allow negativity from everyone else, from someone else to come and mess with you, right? Believe in your dreams. Have still maturity to recognize when something here is realistic, when something is not realistic. And if you are in need of help or assistance, don't be too proud to ask for help. Right? We can't know everything ourselves. Sometimes we do, but it's just, there's a lot of strength in also being able to ask for help. All right. So that was what I get here for oh, I just asked the addict here. So the addict helps you. I asked, who are you in this? Helps you have the addict, which is helps you recognize and confront addictive behaviors. I see you being the one who pushing away some sort of addiction. And for those of you who have been subjected to breadcrumbs, which is what most of you have, this cat here, is you pushing away someone's attempts to try and contact you. Right, you're liberating yourself here. Don't allow to compromise integrity and honesty and to allow an addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. No. Have the strength to help you recognize and confront addictive behaviors within yourself as well. Right. Addictive behaviors like always apologizing for someone, making bad excuses for them is also addictive behavior. What is then you addicted to? Probably some sort of hope that someone here is going to be realistic, right? But I don't know. They're going to show you that they care. But if they show you time and time again they don't, then why? Accept challenges are the best way to learn. Alright, that is what we got from this. I'm going to do Stalker of the Week. Hope you got anything from it. I will see you next time. Take care. Ciao.